Anthony Hartwig here with a South Range softball player profile. I'm joined by senior Bree Kohler. Bree, thanks for taking the time to join us. It feels like you're a YSN mainstay at this point.
Thank you for having me.
Senior season of softball, has it felt a little bit different because you lost your junior season? Has it felt a little weird thinking that this is your senior year?
I mean, yeah, it feels more like it is my junior year because we didn't have it last year. And like it is setting in that like this is like the end of it. But yeah, it is really weird.
Did it take longer for the fact that it was your senior year to set in for softball than it did for basketball and soccer?
Yeah, I would say because like I did get to have all those memories of junior year with those two sports. And like we got that taken away with softball. So like it does feel really weird.
You go from being a sophomore in softball to a senior. What kind of things changed in those 2 years? Not just you as a player, but you as a leader, you as a person. How are you different now as a senior on the softball field than you were in your sophomore season?
I would say like sophomore season, like, yeah, I was a leader as like a freshman and sophomore, but like we had so many older girls on the team. But like now to know we only have three girls coming back from sophomore season to know I had to step like that big of a leadership role was kind of like hard. But I think like me, Jillian and Reagan did a really good job with that this year.
Did you three kind of get together before the season started and talk about like how you were going to lead this team full of young faces, full of new people, and try to like build a plan on what to do this year?
I mean, like we really didn't like sit down and have a talk about it, but like we knew that like they were going to be nervous and like they were never really on like this big of a platform before like going into playoffs or anything. So like we try to do our best to like calm them down like as a group to make sure that like nobody's left behind.
All those new faces hit the ground running as soon as the season started. How much work went into the preseason and the practices before the first game and the scrimmages to really get those freshmen confident for game number one?
Well, it did help last year when we did the summer league and we got to get all of them to play, which was nice. So they got some experience, but we did put a lot of time and effort in before like the season and playoffs started, which really did help.
You guys go through the season, you have a successful season, you get to this point where you're now district champions. And I'm sure that was like one of the first goals on your list to win a district, and now you have new goals. What was it like last night to win that district for the second time in a row?
It felt really good to like be able to win, but like I liked having the fact that like I knew that I wasn't they were gonna hit me and I wasn't gonna have like another perfect game or anything. Like it was nice to know that like my teammates had my back and like we're able to make the really like hard plays and make them look easy.
Yeah, you go up against a champion team that everyone knows their pedigree and their program stature, and you've seen them before in the tournament. What was it like? What was the mentality going into this game? How did you guys kind of stay confident and not get intimidated by the fact that, it was champion? It was the name on that jersey.
I mean, like I did have like I was very nervous because sophomore year we got destroyed by them. Like that was disheartening a little bit, but like to know that like we're a new team this year, like it's a new thing, like we were able to like second chance, like which really brought up the spirits. But like I think it was nice like those kids didn't get to play that game, so they didn't really have that on them yet. So they knew that like they were good, like they wanted to like prove a point, and they did.
Earlier in the season, you guys had that one hiccup against Poland, and we talked to Coach DeRose about it. We talked to some of your teammates about it. The whole message is the same. You guys got a little bit intimidated by the fact that it was Poland. Did that experience and going through that kind of help this young team to not have that happen again, do you think, in this district championship?
Yeah, I felt like that was a good time. Like we did like have it with Poland. I'm glad we did instead of now. Like I'd rather have those two losses at the beginning of the season than have it be a loss that ends the whole season and my whole career.
Let's go back to the district semifinals. You throw a perfect game against a team that deserves to be there. Kirtland upset two teams to get there. They're not anything to turn your nose up. What was really working for you on Tuesday night against Kirtland to throw that perfect game and to get that done?
I mean, all my pitches were really working, but like it was the fact that like me and Coach Farron like had like the same like mindset with like what pitches I wanted to throw, and like he knew what I was feeling. But like the fact that like I did have my team there when they did get hits, and I really wasn't thinking like I'm throwing a perfect game. Like I was just in the mindset like I'm just gonna keep rolling and keep throwing.
Did you even know it was perfect? Well, like even after that, I mean, when did you know? Like when did you hit it? Like did someone tell you
It
after
really hit me because after every game we go to center field and Coach Rose said perfect game, and then the LeBray athletic director gave me the game ball. That's when like I really knew. I didn't really know during the game.
To do that in a district tournament is just special. So you go to the district championship, your 7th district championship as an athlete at South Range. Talk about just what it's been like to go on different teams with different players on each team and just find success with each different sport, and what that has been like throughout your whole career.
I mean, it's nice to know that like South Range has such a good programs with like an all girl sports, and like the fact that like you have like Mallory, you have like a lot of girls that are on like every sport that like we did win district championships this year. And it's nice to know that like we're getting recognition and like people at South Range care about girl sports too.
And you do have some same players that are with you for every sport, but then there are some players that are only with you for basketball, only with you
Yeah.
for softball, only with you for soccer. Does the mentality change between sports when you have obviously a different team personality, different players that you have to gel with, or is it kind of the same Bree Kohler throughout the whole sports season?
I mean, like I feel like it's the same me throughout like everything. Like, yeah, basketball and soccer, like they're not my most confident sports, and I go there out there like just to have fun. And like I feel like I have like sometimes a lot of pressure at softball, but like it is nice to know that like no matter what, like every team, like no matter who it is, like they have my back.
You go to regionals next week and you get to play at YSU, which is where you'll be playing for the next 4 years. How exciting is it to go play some tournament games at the field that you'll call home for the next 4 years in college?
I mean, it is really exciting because they have such a nice field, and like it's exciting to like see like have my team like see like, oh, this is where I'm going. I don't know, I think it's gonna be cool.
And you are officially signed for YSU, but you've been committed there for a while. In fact, you were committed way back in your freshman season. What's it like to officially sign with YSU and to know that you sign on the dotted line, it's a reality, and you are going there next year?
I mean, like it's really nice to know because like they had like such a good season this year and like did stuff they've really never done before. And it's like it's exciting to know like next year, like that's gonna be me, like I'm gonna be on like the team.
And you were committed so early, and that commitment is not like you didn't sign in blood. So, what was it about YSU that made you stay with that commitment, and you never really wavered on the fact that you wanted to go there?
I mean, like I really got along with Coach Campbell and Coach Z, and like I liked the way that they held themselves and like their programs a lot. And then I like to be able to like go home and like have my parents come to all my games, which is like a big factor for me.
And now, like you said, regional tournaments, a lot of goals for this team. What's it going to take for this team to keep winning? 4 more games left. That's what Coach DeRose said last night. So stay focused. What's it going to take?
I think like we have to know that like at the plate we have to use like because we have a lot of bats on the team this year, and we have to be able to have a good mindset at the plate. And then when we're in the field, we have to be making those plays, like diving for every ball and like giving ourselves like going all out to like know that like we don't want this to be our last game. We want to go all the way.
One of the other things that's also different for your senior year is you've kind of had other people in the circle that have legitimately been trusted with innings pitched this year. What's that like for you to know that you don't have to be perfect every time out? You have people behind your back if you are struggling. There are people that can be brought in and help you out, and you don't have that pressure to throw your A game every single time you're out on the field.
It's nice to know that like people are able to step up and like they're willing to step up even like when times are hard, and like not a lot of people like have that on their team, and like I really wasn't given that before, and it's like a blessing this year. Like I like it a lot.
When you look back at your 3 years with the softball team, 4 years at South Range, what are some of your favorite memories with this program and the things that you've done at South Range softball?
I would say probably I thought last night was like a really big like achievement for us because they've been so good and like they've never lost that game before like in the past couple years, and like to know that like we were able to do it, like it felt really good.
Did that make that district championship a little bit more special than the last one? The fact that it came against champion and it came against the powerhouse of Division 3.
Yeah, it felt really good to like beat a team that like not many people like thought you could, like didn't think you could.
In that game, Cassidy Schaefer comes up in the 7th and hits a ball really hard to the wall. What's going through your mind when that ball leaves her hand, leaves her bat, and then Madison Dado makes that catch in center field.
It felt really good to like know, like I like will say like my heart stopped for a second because I thought it was going over. And to like know Maddie did catch it, like I literally started jumping up and down. I got so excited. But like the thing is last night I wasn't getting like my normal corners because I feel like each game in the tournament, like the plate gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And like I felt like I threw a pitch before that would have been strike three. Like I saw her walking to the dugout, which was kind of like, like okay. But like to know that Maddie was able to make a great catch like that as a freshman was like a really big like
Now
deal.
that catch was out number 2. So how did you kind of dial it back in and realize you still have a really good hitter in their 3-hole to try to get out to end that game?
I mean, like to be able to get out number 2, like I felt like that was like a weight a little bit lifted off my shoulders. Cause no, like we're only 1 out away. And like I did like I feel like it settled me down a little bit to like let it sink in. Like I was able to go in there and pitch it out.
People always talk about your pitching, but you hit really well in that game. You hit the go-ahead home run. Talk about that at bat real quick and what went through your mind, what you saw, and you know what that felt like around the bases, and answer them tying the game in the last half of the inning.
I mean, like I would say like the district semis game to like the beginning of that game, I really didn't hit like the best. Like I hit, but it wasn't like, oh, I was hitting really well. And I was going up to the plate with like a new approach. Like I didn't want that to be like my last at bat. So I was like swinging for the wall. When I swung and had my first strike, I really was swinging for it. And I knew that like, okay, that was strike number 1. Like I still have 2 more to go. And then the ball was right there and I jacked it.
Does the fact that you're a pitcher give you an advantage at the plate, knowing a pitcher's mentality, where pitchers like to go at different counts and stuff like that? Do you think that gives you an advantage?
I mean, yeah, because like I know like where he is calling and like where he's not calling. So I tend not to chase as much. But like I knew that he was giving her that low zone. So I tried to go up in the box a little bit to get it before it broke. So like, yeah, I think it did give me an advantage.
We talked about losing your junior year, but you did get to play a lot of travel ball in the summer, along with playing with South Range in the summer in that summer league. How much did this summer really help you stay sharp for the senior season, and getting able to play that travel ball season help you moving forward?
It did help a lot to like keep me in shape and like I worked on pitches like I never really was strong and like confident with before. And to go up against like kids at like such a high level to like know like if I'm able to do it in travel, like I can do it in high school. And like it was nice to like play with like girls I'm gonna be playing with in college too, which was nice.
And you did bring some new pitches to the table this year that I've been told you brought up in quarantine and in the pandemic. What's it been like to add some pitches to your repertoire and try to make it even harder to hit you?
I mean, it gives me a lot more confidence to go into like the hitters aren't going to know what to expect. So like it's able to like I can work in, out, up and down, and like just it makes like the game a little bit more fun to play.
All right, Bree. Now before we let you go, we like to give the player profiles the chance to thank their support system, thank the people that have been there for them through the years. So I'm going to give you the time to kind of thank whoever it is you would like to thank at this time.
I would say it's like really everybody, like all my coaches, teammates, and my family.
All right, Bree, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to catch up with you yet again on YSN, and good luck in the regional tournaments. We hope to see a lot of success from you guys.
Thank you, you too.